my name is Madeline Chan. I am a second-year honors life sciences student, and I'm the creative director of the Meducator. So this year's issue 40 cover was inspired by the models in the photography of high fashion magazines like Elle and Vogue. I was very inspired by how these magazines, they can just take any person and turn them into a form of high art just by changing the makeup or just giving a person different clothes, by changing the way they articulate their limbs to totally turn them into something very high fashion, high art, very avant-garde, something that sets trends and isn't afraid to start revolutions. I was also very inspired by this artist on Instagram named Alexa Mead, who is known for the way she marries painting and photography in a way that she takes live human models and she paints on these models in a way that deconstructs their facial features, deconstructs their 3D spatial representation, and makes them look like they're a walking painting. And that was the vision that we were trying to go for with this year's cover. So the story of how I picked the model was that I wanted to choose an East Asian. I noticed that both of our managing editors were East Asian men, and so I asked them, Jeffrey and Yiming, could one of you model for the shoot? And it was absolutely like a godsend to work with Yiming because firstly, he used to be a dancer back in high school, and so he was very body articulate. He knew how to adapt himself to fit the vision, to fit the poses that we needed to achieve for the cover. And secondly, like, Yiming has a confidence in himself, in his masculinity, that I absolutely admire. Like, he was willing to wear makeup and wear body paint and be photographed like showing a lot of skin. And this was really important to my artistic vision, and at first I was so afraid that I would have to water this idea down because no man would be confident enough or comfortable enough to do that. But I definitely think I struck gold when Yiming did volunteer to be our model. The idea was to, similar to what Alexa Mead did, take a human model and paint the circulatory system and the seventh cranial nerve, like the facial nerve, on them, and like paint the hand bones on them, and also like bring part of the makeup as a medium of art to it too. So like to do the graphic eyeliner and lipstick and nails. But I needed a male model to do that because I wanted to feature representation of non-conforming gender expression. Now, I've never been much of a very gender-conforming individual myself. This was about giving myself a representation that I needed when I was younger. I consider that my family members have imposed gender roles on me in a way that, now I understand that it was their way of teaching me how to function in a very gendered, binary Western society. Like, for example, it was Halloween in 6th grade, and I didn't want to go as Snow White, even though we had a perfectly good Snow White dress. I wanted to go as Waldo, right? Male character. Of course, we couldn't find the costume, so at home, my mom told me to try on the Snow White dress, and I remember I was crying because I didn't want to wear the dress, and, well, I was told, oh my god, my daughter is crying because I put her in a dress. Or there's this other period of time in which I used to be an amateur photographer, and I asked my friend to dress in a flower crown and let me put a little bit of mascara on him for our photo shoot. And the night of the day that I did upload those photos, I got like some calls from my family members. One of them said, Maddie, if you're gay or something, you could just tell us. Why are you hiding things from us? When really, I just thought this was a creative idea for my photography account. And now, while I am very grateful that my family has now changed and become more accepting of me and how I want to present, but these words have hurt me in the past. And so having a man wearing makeup and having painted nails for the cover, it was very important to me and gender nonconformity. I definitely wanted to have an East Asian model on our very first cover of the Meducator that would feature a live model, because ever since the COVID pandemic hit, it's been a very hard time for East Asians. Like, ever since March, I've been seeing reports of like old Asian men getting beat up and tossed outside the convenience stores. The world never paid attention to our struggles until that Atlanta shooting in March 2021, and that was when everyone started hashtag Stop Asian Hate, and then Stop Asian Hate was dropped after a month for the next like social media, social justice movement. I am definitely very thankful for the people who do recognize our struggles and who do ally themselves with us regarding the struggles that we uniquely face with our community. However, I feel like a lot of people don't care about our struggles because what they see is the model minority. But actually, they don't see the Asians who commit self-harm or have committed self-harm. They don't see the Asians who have struggled with their mental health. They don't see the neurodivergent Asians. They don't see the autistic Asians. I think it was very important to have someone on the cover who did represent me or represent all other Asians.